The next restaurant I'm going to review is Olea. I've been to Olea many times, and every time I go, it's firing on all cylinders. The service is great. The food is great. Everything about it's great. The cocktails are great. But I'm going to share with you my most recent experience. So I would describe Olea as traditional American fare with an elevated twist. And I have 7 words for you. Crispy, Meyer, lemon, and honey duck wings. This dish alone makes the trip worth it. The wings are huge, and the duck wings themselves come with a sauce. And the sauce, like all their sauces, is made in-house from scratch. And it's a variation of a sweet and spicy sauce that you get at Asian restaurants. So I recommend coming for those amazing, unique wings and staying for the rest. Another appetizer we had in this trip was fried green onions, which were delicious. They were perfectly battered, perfectly fried, and they came with a burrata. On top of that, it had fried serrano peppers, chicharrones, pickled onion, and an oregano oil. We also got the organic baby wedge salad. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a wedge salad. It was pretty basic, but it came with all the stuff that you'd expect. It had a buttermilk sauce that they made in-house from scratch, pickled onions, blue cheese crumbles. You could tell the blue cheese was high quality. And then bacon. You could tell the bacon was high quality. It was thick cut bacon. All those together made the perfect wedge salad. And then for the entree, we had an American Wagyu burger. The patties here are grinded and made in-house, and you can tell because it just still has that juiciness because it was never frozen. And it comes with all the classics: cheddar, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and some really bomb secret sauce. This secret sauce was legit. They also had a brioche bun that you could tell they bought from a bakery that was local, and it really makes a difference. We had the short rib pasta, which was delicious. The pasta they make in-house from scratch. You can obviously tell the difference. And again, the sauce was a cream-based sauce. Again, made in-house from scratch. And you can tell they're not using anything canned. They're not using anything frozen. They're making everything with high-quality ingredients to get it as fresh as possible from farm to table. And then, of course, there was short rib on top of that. And you cannot go wrong with short rib and pasta or anything for that matter. And then for dessert, we had a peach cobbler, which was okay. It was basic. I personally wasn't a fan. I wish there was more crust. It was just kind of the filling, and then they put a little bit of the crust on top, and they baked it. I wanted more crust, but it was still good nonetheless. And again, you can tell it was made in-house from scratch, which makes a big difference. If you want to take your food to the next level, make everything in-house from scratch. That's all it's to it. There shouldn't be anything that you're making that's pre-bought. You shouldn't get anything that's in cans. You shouldn't get anything that's frozen. If you want to make that difference, you can. Just like when I talked about the wedge earlier, the wedge salad is a wedge salad, right? I mean, if you get one, it's fine. They're usually decent. But this one just had that elevated flavor because the dressing was made in-house from scratch. The pickled onions were pickled in-house. They used a high-quality blue cheese crumble to put on top of it. You can tell they cooked the bacon that day and chopped it up, put it in there. So those little differences go a long way if you're really trying to make an impact as far as the restaurant goes. And the bar program here is phenomenal. You can tell whoever's in charge of the bar program is A seasoned bartender, and B, they know what they're doing. There was no basic stuff here, but more importantly, everything was fun. It all had a vibe. The names, the ingredients, garnishes, fun elements. And that's what you want in a bar menu. I don't know why people put boring, normal drinks. You know, make it a little bit of fun, have fun with it. When you're having fun with it, the guests are going to have fun with it. And this is like the first bar menu in a long time where I wanted to order all the drinks. I tried the Dad's root beer infused bourbon, sweet vermouth, Montenegro, and then a burnt cinnamon stick on top of the drink, which was a phenomenal touch. Obviously, the smell of the lit cinnamon was amazing when it got to the table, but then it actually kind of looked like a cigar that was lit, and it's called Dad's Root Beer, so it was a perfect touch. Just add that element. You don't see it that often, and it's cool when you do see stuff like that. It makes it fun, interactive, memorable. This was basically a Manhattan with the essence of root beer. It was delicious. So now for the numbers. The food and drinks, I give it 5 out of 5. They're all fun. They're all made with high regard. They're all made with high quality. Most importantly, I've gone here 4 times, and one thing I can tell you from my experience is they are consistent with everything, with food, with drinks, and with service, but most importantly with food, which is actually a lot more difficult than you think, and a lot of restaurants struggle with this, and this restaurant is the exception. Service and culture, I give it a 5 out of 5. Look, I've been here again 4 times. Every time I get phenomenal service all the way around. When I get to the host stand, the hosts are super friendly, super helpful. You could tell they want to be there. And then the servers are always top notch. The bartenders are the same way. And most importantly, I see the managers working. Every time I go in there, the manager's working the host desk, helping the host, and then he's running food. And then he's helping the bar. When you see managers doing that, that's a sign of good culture. That means the managers are down for the cause. They want what's best for the guests, which is ultimately best for the restaurant. So the managers will roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty, and that's a good sign of good culture. Atmosphere, I give it a 4 out of 5. Olea has a very elegant and modern look. There's a lot of wood. There's a lot of architectural designs. The furniture is all very modern, new, stylish. And they even have this cool tree branch design that's basically a wall of tree branches that's freestanding, and it separates the kitchen from the restaurant. So you can still kind of peek in and see the kitchen, but it's just a really cool design. Even though it's a small location, they do a lot with it. Overall, I give Olea a 14 out of 15. Again, fire on all cylinders. Their service is top notch. You can tell the culture is there. The food is consistently good. It's elevated. They always have different specials. Their drinks are always elevated and delicious. And the ambiance is amazing. That's why when I go into Olea, it's always busy. Even on a weekday, they're busy. On the weekends, they're packed. It's sometimes hard to get a reservation. That's why, because Olea fires on all cylinders. They're a perfect example of a restaurant with good culture and good ownership. If you're in Newport Beach and you're looking for a cool spot to take someone, go on a date, or take someone from out of town to a cool spot that's not from around here, then Olea is the way to go. Anyway, that's all I got.